Welcome back to our channel. Thank you guys for supporting us. The story you're about to watch is the fearless lady that chose bike over car. Let's see why she did this.
The thrill it gives you, I like the sound, I like the movement, the swift movement. I just love it. My name is Omolara Animashaun. I'm 27 years old. I'm an accountant. I studied accounting in the University of Ilorin. I graduated in 2015. I'm currently doing my professional exams. I fell in love with biking as a kid. There was a time I was on my way to the island with my dad, and then we saw a bunch of bikes passing through. All that came to my mind was, okay, I want to be like this when I grow up. I want to be a biker. I want to learn how to bike. And then I learned how to bike during the lockdown period, the COVID-19 lockdown period. I then started biking in June. That was about 6 months ago. When I got my first bike, which is a Honda CB500X, and my dad was aware about it. What he asked me was like, what I wanted to use the bike for, and then why bike, why not a car? All I could think of was, I don't know, I'd rather get a bike than a car because I just love the swift movement of the bike. I love the sound it gives. I love the thrill, and then I love seeing people hail you on the road, oh, power bike, power bike. So like the thrill it gives you, and the fact that you can easily wake up one morning and set out, be like, oh, I need to go to Ibadan to have Amala this morning, and then like you can easily decide to go anywhere you want to go with your bike compared to a car, because with a car you're like limited because you first think of the traffic you're going to get into. The fact that when you're riding, you're free of every burden, everything you're going through, everything that is on your mind at the moment. You're just moving and nothing comes to mind. I feel biking also helps depression. So if you feel you're like going into depression, it helps you to like clear your mind of everything. I learned how to bike within 3 weeks. My greatest fear at that moment was speed. I felt I won't be able to like move at the pace of other bikers that like have been riding for a while. So what my instructor did then was he pillioned me, like, okay, we call it pillion, like if a biker carries you at the back. It's not called a passenger, it's called pillion. So he pillioned me all the way to Ibadan. He was riding at about 200 kilometers per hour with me at his back. So like it was the whole point, the whole idea of that was to like break my mind, like to make me to stop getting scared, because if you really love biking and you want to go into biking, you have to have the mind to also like move at a fast speed. My first out of town trip from Lagos was to Ibadan. Going, there was traffic along Mowe Ibafo, but like so I was already stressed. Like in all my mind was like, okay, let's just turn back. Like I don't want to go again because I was already tired, and I was discouraged initially. But the people I was going with, they encouraged me like, let's go, you can do this. So we continued the trip and we went all the way to Ibadan. Coming back to Lagos, that was when I actually increased my own speed. So I did about 173 kilometers per hour. Initially, I was scared. I was like, okay, what if I fly off my bike? What if I fall down? But you just have to get the fear off your mind. So I moved at that pace, and the challenges I had at that moment was I didn't initially know how to position my leg in the form that the breeze is not going to like affect me. But over time, as I started moving to other states, I realized how to position myself better on my bike. I've been to Ibadan with my bike, Ife, Ilesha, Akure. I've been to Delta State. So on getting to Delta State, getting to the location, I really didn't even understand what was happening, because on the streets, riding down to the particular location, People just came out in numbers and started hailing us. We're about 3. They started hailing us like, okay, you guys rode your bikes all the way from Lagos here. And then the funny thing was that initially they didn't know it was a lady because I didn't wear a wig. So it was just my helmet and my natural hair. When I got there to the location and I removed my helmet and they were like, oh, it's a lady. So like they started shouting, like they just kept shouting and I was just surprised, like, okay, they just so thrilled as the sight of the power bike. I've also been to Port Harcourt. Going to all these states, whenever there's a police checkpoint, it always amuses them when they see it's a lady. Whenever I move my helmet, they'll be like, oh, now woman. And I'm like, okay, what's the big deal? Like, it's a woman, yes. So they're like, oh, you get mine though. Are you from Delta State? They'll be asking me if I'm like an Igbo girl. And I'm like, okay, it's the only Igbo girls that have mind to do stuff like this. You get mine though, you don't marry, this, that. So I'm like, why are they asking me all these questions? The longest distance will be from Port Harcourt back to Lagos because it was a straight journey. I did, it was about 600 and something kilometers and I did it within 7 hours. It was a tasking one because that was the first time I was going to do something that long. So I planned to go to Abuja on my bike. I plan to go to Enugu. I plan to go to Calabar. Yeah, they said Calabar is about 1,000 kilometers from Lagos. So I plan to do that. I just want to go to different states in Nigeria. Then with time, I also go outside Nigeria with my bike. Funny how my boyfriend, he's also a biker. He started biking 3 months before I started biking. We never actually had that discussion, but seeing him also interested in it, and he was really ginger. He was like, he wanted to learn this biking thing. So after he learned and he started riding bikes, I decided to meet his same instructor. So he taught me how to ride also. We plan to get married. So when we get married, we're both going to be bikers. I cannot drive a car yet, but I plan to learn how to drive in 2021. So people keep saying you should get automatic car. I'm like, well, I already ride a manual bike, so why get an automatic car? So I was also considering getting a manual car, but I don't know how how that will be feasible, but let's see how it goes.
Welcome back, guys. You can see she's fearless. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and do not forget to turn on the bell. I love you guys. I will see us on my next video. Bye, guys.